So, welcome to Conversation with Tenzin. I'm doing this podcast because I meet a lot of a lot of wonderful people in my life on campus. So, I don't want to forget these wonderful people as well as their stories. Most importantly, your stories. So, today I have Deepak, a wonderful person and a good friend from Nepal. And he's also a Hubert H. Humphrey Fellow at MIT, and we are just about to complete the 10-month program. So I'm going to be talking about Deepak. So welcome, Deepak.
Thank you so much, Tenzin, for having me. I'm so much impressed by your thought and creativity to utilize this time in creative way, and I'm so much happy to be the part of this program and to be your friends. And you make me like the homes since we could throughout our training program in so many occasions we travel together, we eat together, we share our feeling together. And thank you for having me today.
So Deepak, we will start by talking about your story, your journey so far, not as a Humphrey Fellow. I want you to talk about your life, how you got here, your life's journey. You can share, and you can also talk about what you do in the process. So let's just talk about your life. How did you get here? Who is Deepak?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I know this program from very long times actually, but whenever I see the status of the people who got selected in this program, I thought that it is not my kind of level to apply for this program. So I was just, I mean, the kind of a hesitation to apply it before. And suddenly, our previous the program, the previous fellow also got selected from Nepal in MIT. So, and actually, I had a chance to work with him, and I then I instantly clicked that if he can make it happen, maybe I should also have to try it. Why not? I should have to try it because I do have that all the background, all the experience that needed, but I was only a little bit doubt about the ability to communicate in English. So I mean, earning that courage, I just apply, and at the first times I got selected. But even during the interview, there was so much challenge. I thought that I could not be able to get selected because there are so much. I mean, the famous and talented people all around, all from all around the Nepal, and even in the interview they selected more than 25 people for I mean they shortlisted more than 25 people. uh, Out of 25 they called interview 12 people, and the selection committee sent the 8 potentials people for the Humphrey office, and out of them I was ranked in number 6 when the Nepal's office sent the potential list. But luckily, I was so fortunate that the Humphrey office in here in US selected me uh, as a potential candidate. I'm so much fortunate to uh, to get selected in the Humphrey. And even within the Humphrey program, if someone get an opportunity to study in the prestigious university like the MIT, you will really you will really consider yourself as one of the luckiest person in the entire planet. Yeah, I'm so much fortunate to be able to able to get the and able to get selected and able to study in this MIT because in my entire life, I haven't get that kind of the opportunity to study to kind of the academic environment back in our university, because when I study, there was not even the single lamp. There was a lot of stair and step everywhere,
Mhm.
and even the college was not, even the classroom was not accessible.
Deepak is an architect,
Uh-huh,
and his journey to becoming an architect is an inspiration
uh-huh,
to the many who, to the youngsters
uh-huh,
who are looking up. And if you're looking up to a role model,
uh-huh,
then Deepak is one of the role models that
uh-huh,
I think many youngsters in not just Nepal but in South Asia can look up to.
uh-huh.
So now I wanted to ask you about what was your journey like to become an architect? What made you pursue this
Uh,
profession?
yeah, thank you. I mean, actually, I was born in not, I will say the remote, but the I mean the what we call the the rural part of Nepal, which is not so far from the capital city, just the 40-kilometer away. When it was my birthplace,
Mm-hmm.
but the time and the society was so much conservative that it was almost impossible to get the proper kind of attention and get education in that scenario at that time. I'm talking about the 46 years ago's the Nepal situations. So after thinking my situations, my parents brought me to the Kathmandu, and I was admitted to the SOS Children Village, which was one of the best institutions
Mm-hmm.
of that time. And even I will say it is one of the best institution even in the present times. Uh, um, I'm 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 talking about it as a global
Mm-hmm.
context. So in the SOS Children Village, with the help of the SOS Children Village, I finished my the school levels.
Mm-hmm.
And up to the school age, the life was so much fun. I do not feel any kind of the discrimination at all. I enjoy fully with my able-bodied friend. I was the only one who used the wheelchair, and all of my able-bodied friend was uh, 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 I, I study with them. And even though there was nothing, I mean, no any not any kind of the facilities, not even the accessible things like that, but life was a fun. I learned so much from my the school friend and school environments. And because it treat me, all the whole environment treat me as a normal.
Mm-hmm.
But when I finished my school level, and it was a time to enter in the college, then I feel some kind of the frustration,
Mm-hmm.
because wherever you go, there was a kind of I to the true face of the society.
Mm-hmm.
And because they are it was totally different. Maybe I was a little after grown grown up,
Mm-hmm.
you will see the things differently, and you will not get the friend that you are knowing from the last 10 years. In school you have the lots of time to know
Yes.
each other,
Yes.
but when you enter in the college, you will have a totally different people, and they see you differently, and that make you very uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
and you should have to adopt in the new environment. And there are the lot of the challenge, because when I entered in my and I at that time I was not so much, the aware that I what should I study, because there was not any kind of
Mm-hmm.
transportation, there was not any kind of the proper the education system at that times. And even thinking for the people like me, even thinking to study the architecture for the people like me was a totally the new concept.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was studying, and one maybe one foreigner or visitor came towards me, and he just saw me what I was reading at that time, and he said, "You should try to be and the architect. It fits you well."
Okay.
And that strike me, and I thought at that time that, oh, I can be an architect. It was the turning point actually
Oh,
for me,
nice.
but I was not aware whether I could be able to get admitted in the college. And when I tried, I was the first student in the entire university
Wow.
who studied the architectures. So I was the only one. All the people were a little bit confused, but the whole the campus friends and family was so much supportive that with the help of the friends and the teachers, I could able to finish my graduations in my university. And maybe in the entire college history, I was the one who could not use the the even the pub, even the toilet, and I finished maybe the I finished my graduations even without visiting the library, because even the library was not accessible for me. So I finished my graduation with the help of a friend, and I will say without them I could not do, because there was not any system. You can imagine the situations like Nepal. So I'm very much fortunate with my the friends and the organizations who was always behind me to finish my study. And after finishing the graduations, uh, and when you have to really have to face the real face of the society, then then i I instantly feel that no, I should have to, I should have to think something different. I should have to be conscious. I should have to work to change a little bit, to change the systems and to change the policies, uh, to make the society accessible for all. So after finishing my the graduations, I uh, involved in the professional part, as well as involved in the different kind of the disability right activism. And beside that, I also involved in the sporting.
We also know you as a good athlete. Our friends, they find out new stories about you every time. So when I tell them, oh yes, Deepak, he has participated in Paralympic, they get surprised. So I want you to share about your Paralympic journey, that your love for sports as well.
Actually, I mean, when I was in that institution, the SOS Children Village. We used to play everything because there was no much. Even though we do not know if I could play or not, we used to play with the normal guy without knowing anything. And when I learned that capacity to play, it's helped me a lot to be the part of the community, especially in the college. I was the only one student who used the wheelchairs in my university, and they do not care about it at all. But when they see me playing the table tennis with them, they become appreciate me, and I was recognizable to them and to the entire community. So it's helped me to connect or to be the part of the society. It is the relationships. It boosts my confidence. And I realized that the power of sport to connect the people. It was a greatest tool to be greatest and easiest tool to connect with the people. So after that, I was directly or indirectly involved in the to develop or to promote the Paralympic sport as well. And right now, I'm contributing to promote the Paralympic. I'm in the Paralympic sport uh, as being a Deputy Secretary General of National Paralympic Committee of Nepal. I'm right now. I'm the retired. I do not play. I only play for the fun, but in my National Paralympic Committee of Nepal, I designed the project. I mean, especially the Paralympic project, and promote others. I mean, the athletes uh, to be the part of the sport because it helped a lot to avoid to show the real potentiality to change the perception about the disability in the society in so many positive way. If you see a kind of the passive disabled people, the it will your approach will be a different. If you see a kind of the actives, I mean, no person who is
Yes.
active in the sports, the perception will be a change. Once the people change the perception, their overall approach will change. The way they deal with you is changed. The way they see your capacity will change, and it ultimately help to create the more inclusive and more equitable society for all. And that's why I always love to be the part of the Paralympic sport. It is not about my passions, but it is also a kind of the greatest tools for advocacy, awareness, and to build up the self-confidence. So I'm continuously involving in the Paralympic sport as well. That is the reason that I'm involving in the Paralympic sports. Yeah.
That is truly an
Uh-huh.
inspiring story,
Uh-huh.
and I hope that at least for me,
Uh-huh.
when I go back,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to look at accessibility differently.
Uh-huh.
Like each and every fellow reminds me of a cause.
Uh-huh.
Like when I look at the fellow from Trinidad and Tobago,
Uh-huh.
we'll always remember about noise issue,
Uh-huh.
and when you look about the fellow from Mexico, we'll always remember about gender.
Mhm.
So when I remember you, I always remember about accessibility. So
Uh-huh.
going back as
Uh-huh.
planners or executives or in
Uh-huh.
any role that we play, I think these are really inspiring, and we inspire each other. So this is just the stories that I want to capture for the podcast.
Actually, I mean that is the best part because sports gives the visibility, and the visibility input you to realize the importance of the accessibility. Once you know once the sports give much more visibility. If you see the active persons involving and struggling to the inaccessible infrastructures, then you will instantly, I mean, realize that we need to be the conscious to make the built environment accessible for us. I mean, this program give me the visibility to be here with the multi-professionals people around you,
Yes.
and my even my presence is helping you to create a kind of the positive
A
image
memory.
to change the society. Whenever you go back to your country, I believe that whenever you design the new projects, you will after this program you will think that yeah, it should be the the infrastructure should be made accessible for the persons like Deepak as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that will
Thank,
help.
thank you so much. So now, moving on to the next question. Now, what is your plan for you going forward?
Okay. Before coming to the US, actually, there are the only the two motive behind applying this program. Once, as I had not had a kind of the pure academic environment, I had not experienced that academic environment. So I wanted to explore the academics environment in the good institution, and luckily I got that opportunity in the world best institutions like the MIT, right? and that was my one goal, which is already been fulfilled to some extent, I will say, although I could not able to fully digest, I mean, the grasp all the knowledge, the lectures. And apart from that, my second goal was to build some kind of the relationships with the host institutions, and not only the, I mean, the organizations who work for the accessibility in the global scale.
Mhm.
And and I got that I just wants to build the relationships and go back to the country and continue the relationship, and once we start a kind of the collaborations or the a support with the help of the US based institution, I want to establish a kind of the non-profit making company or organization, especially the non-profit making organization who entirely work for the accessibility. Maybe it could work in the research part, maybe it could give training to the policymaker or the technical person, maybe to inspire, to advocate. So I want to create a kind of the common platform where anyone could contribute together to improve the accessibility and at least to raise the issue and to aware the society that so that the society could be the accessible for everyone, so that everyone could live the life they want in the society. That was my second goal, and I think I somehow, I'm not, I mean, 100% sure that I achieved that achievement, but I had succeed to build that kind of the relationships with my host professional affiliations organizations, and we have somehow kind of the, I mean, the initial kind of the agreement to initiate the same kind of the activities back in my country. So that was my second goal. And apart from that, exploring the new US cultures,
Yes.
meeting with a lot of people,
Making new
making the
friends.
connections,
Yes, making new
friends,
friends.
networks. Huh? That was my third goal, which I'm enjoying, and I'm enjoying, and I'm succeed. I did make. I will say I will make. I did make that kind of the network during the fellowship program. That was only with two or three. Yeah, some are already been achieved. Some are still to be materialized, which will little takes a little bit times, and some of my objective has already been achieved. Mhm.
That is great news.
Uh,
So I wish you all the best.
thank,
And yeah, the kind of person that you are, amazing, wonderful man. I hope that you succeed with all of your goals, not just two, but all the goals.
uh,
So the last question for this podcast, I asked this to everybody.
uh,
What keeps you motivated to do what you do
mhm.
every day? What keeps you motivated?
I mean, for me, I mean the for me a kind of the biggest motivation I will get when I expose to the society, when I see the kind of the kind of the discrimination in so many forms. If I It's instantly motivate me to think differently. If I do the same job that everyone is doing, or being the regular part of the society, it does not make any it makes a little bit sense. But but it, so that was a real motivation. The more I face the challenges in everyday life, the more I became the conscious, and it's keep me motivating all the time to think differently and to do the different things. That was, I will say, although it is although it is a little bit frustrating when you encounter, I mean, the first time, but when you encounter first time, it's but after that, it's really motivate you from inside. No, I should have to work on it, and I should have to fight for it as well. So that was the challenge make me give me a real motivation to continuously involve in this movement and in this works. Yeah.
That is a beautiful way to end it. And I hope, like you, people get motivated and not demotivated by challenges, which is the usual case. But thank you so much for today, and thank you for giving me your time. It has been a wonderful session. Thank you for listening to Conversations with Tenzin. I do this podcast because, like I said, I meet a lot of beautiful people on campus, and I don't want to forget them and their stories. So this is the reason why I do this podcast.
And thank you, Tenzin, to you as well, and utilizing this time and opportunity in such a beautiful way, and also giving me a chance to express my own ideas and my thoughts in your platform. And I wish a very good luck to you